Hi everyone, and welcome to our Touch Base Thursday for March 10th. I am excited to be sharing some fun projects and cards with you tonight. So if you are joining me live, please come on and tell me hello. And I am going to refresh my computer here as well. And hopefully you guys can all see me here in just a couple of minutes. I see I've got a few of you out here, so make sure you tell me hello. And we will get started, like I said, in just a couple of minutes. So there we go. Courtney is the first one to pop on. So hello to Courtney. As you're coming in, I just want to say hello and welcome all of you to my Facebook Live for March 10th. Any new followers, watchers, I am Kim Vogel, and I'm a demonstrator in Mount Pleasant, Michigan, and excited to be going live with you guys tonight. I go live every Thursday, so hopefully, look at you all popping in here. We have Karen and Sonia, Luann, Carol. Hi, ladies. Welcome, welcome. All right, so tonight I'm going to be sharing with you some Slimline cards. So I know some of you might be thinking, I'm not really big into Slimline. I wasn't either. I made them for the first time to showcase for all of you. And I have to say that they are a lot more fun with the special bundle that Stampin' Up's designed for them. So it made it really, really easy. So hopefully you might think a little bit differently about Slimline cards when you see how easy it is to use with the products that I'm going to be sharing with you tonight. So anyway, a few things that I have. I see I got a good number of you already joined in. So again, welcome. Back to our Thursday night. I know last week was Wednesday and it totally threw me off. I was a day off all the way until the new week started because of my Facebook Live being on Wednesday. So a lot of you know that I had my big event, my annual fundraiser that I do for cystic fibrosis was last weekend. And if I get kind of choked up, bear with me because I love giving back with my Stampin' Up business. I love to be able to do fundraisers and give back to organizations, that sort of thing. And I did a quick tally. I haven't even had a chance to email the participants, but so what I did, we got new people coming in. We got Gail and Janet. Hello, everyone. But what we did for my fundraiser is I did a crafting weekend. So everyone brought their own supplies and their own things to work on. I had optional classes as well. It was Friday from 4 until 10 at night, all day Saturday. We did a fun little, I shouldn't really call it a raffle, but little ticket things that people could put their tickets in to win things. And it's something that I've been doing every single year for 9 years. The history there is a young man that went to our church, who my son was also friends with, passed away from cystic fibrosis, and I am very good friends with his mom. And so it's an event that I've been doing. She has not been able to help the last couple of years because she's moved out of the area. But this is year 9 of doing it. And every year we learn new things, and it's a ton of work, but it's so rewarding. A quick calculation of the math, we raised about $3,500 for the event, which is huge. I'm so excited about it. And that money will get sent to our Cystic Fibrosis Foundation right here in Michigan. And they are always so appreciative of it, and they always give me a great thank you and all kinds of stuff like that. So anyway, if some of you I know were patiently waiting for me to get back with you, and it took me a little bit longer, that's why. It was all hands on deck for that event last weekend, but it was well worth it and so much fun. So there's my cystic fibrosis event update. I did post pictures, so I'm sure some of you saw the pictures of it. Altogether, we had about 60 people there. It was just amazing. So anyway, so that's been my big announcement. That was my whole thing that I did last week, other than trying to just keep up with some Facebook posting and orders for a few of you and things like that. So anyway, so we're going to move right on into our sharing for tonight. So a lot of you know that if you share my video, you get put into the drawing to receive free goodies, right? And we have two products that I am going to be giving away, and these will come in the mail to you. So the winner of the This is one of my favorite ribbons. It's the Gingham Ribbon. So I got to tell you, I designed a class that you won't be seeing until next month, but it is with the ladybugs, and I used this ribbon on the cards, and it turned out so cute. But the winner of this ribbon is Gail Heisler. So congratulations. I do believe Gail is watching. So congratulations, Gail. I will get that out in the mail to you. And then the winner of the Fine Art ribbon is Nancy Snowblin. So congratulations to Nancy and to Gail. So those will get in the mail to both of you. And I know I already have your addresses, so we are all set there. Thank you, Mary. Like I said, that and who Philomena commented on my fundraiser. It is, like I said, it is an amazing way to give back, and I feel so blessed to do it, and appreciate all of you that support that by your donations, your attendance, buying my optional classes. And some of you bought the online version of that, and those shipped out today. So you'll be able to, you got the make and takes, all the goodie bag stuff, all the little handmade gifts that I made. So those shipped out today to those of you that purchased it. So I know Courtney might be watching. And optional classes for that also shipped. So Carol will be looking for that. So anyway, excited about that event. So anyway, but now it's time to get ready for March, because I'm a little bit behind. All right, if you share my video this week, Courtney just asked that question. That's funny. Yes, Courtney, it went out today, so you should get it. Wednesday nights is always my mailing night, and so I needed to get through the actual event before I was able to, it's okay, my dear, before I was able to actually get those packaged up. But yeah, I packaged them up, and they all went out today. Scheduled a pickup, and then they got them today. So the two items that I have up for grabs this week for sharing, again, comment and let me know that you shared, is the classic matte dots and I love these. These are really cool. So we have the black matte dots, but the classic matte dots, you get black, gray, ivory, and white. So, or vanilla and white. So I like those. You get a little bit more. And then the Pale Papaya ribbon, a bolt of the Pale Papaya ribbon are the two prizes that I will draw for next week. Okay, so as I mentioned, I'm a little bit behind the 8 ball with my March events getting posted and things like that. However, if you're on my email list, so make sure you subscribe to my email list. You would have gotten an email today for 3 of my 5 classes for March that I've opened up. We have the Easter Friends, which are really cute cards. You guys are going to want that stamp set, let me tell you. Those cards are just gorgeous. The Flowering Rain Boots, and that one I used the Flowering Rain Boots bundle. And then I'm offering my Sympathy All Occasion class again. That has been very popular, so I decided to offer it. A lot of those that class will probably be for those that are local here and want to come, because some of you are already purchased that class as an online class. But those are, and then I also have my Heart and Home class open. So right now there's Heart and Home, Easter Friends, Flowering Rain Boots, and then my Sympathy or All Occasion. So the cards, I stamped them all as Sympathy, but you could use them as All Occasion. They're really, really pretty cards. So those opened up, and then my online bingo or my online party is March 16th. So if you're still, I think I have 2 openings left in that. I do cap it at a certain number, so I have 2 openings left for that if anyone's interested. Those kits also went out in the mail today. So again, Wednesday nights is my big mail night where I get everything out that I need to for the next week. So a couple of you who purchased a retreat, online retreat, and you're doing my bingo, it's all in one box, just so you know. So I've stuck it all in one box. So anyway, those went out as well. So, but I do have a couple openings. If anybody last minute wants in on bingo, I could get it out tomorrow. Saturday would probably be the latest to get that out for you to have it in time for this coming Wednesday. Okay. I also wanted to remind you about the Savings Are in Bloom or promotion Stampin' Up! Has going on. So you can right now get the little mini machine for $48. It's originally $60. You can get it 20% off during the month of March. And then Stampin' Up! Also has, I think it's 12 or 13 bundles on sale, 20% off as well, that you can get. They're bundles from the catalogs that coordinate, let's just say they coordinate. The dies are small enough to go and pair with the little mini machine. So that's why they picked the ones they picked. So you can also get a couple bundles that you might like as well. So Anyway, I am going to, when I transition my camera down, I do have a couple little tips I want to share with you regarding the mini machine. I've had a couple customers who have it already and been having a few problems with it. So I want to address a couple of issues. I wouldn't call them issues, but workarounds that I found. So that way you're able to, work with it a little bit easier. Okay. Others save the dates and things that I have going on. So I've already had a couple of you ask about my in-person BOGO sale and also my online BOGO sale. Those will be happening the end of June. I have to push it out a couple weeks. Normally I do that the middle of June, but I have a graduation party this year. I have a graduation to celebrate the beginning of June. So my local in-person BOGO sale, I usually have it right here in my house garage, will be the 24th and 25th. It's a Friday and Saturday. I usually do those in the morning. And then my online one will start June 26th. And I do have a Facebook group that I can add anybody new to watching me over the last year or two. How my BOGO sale works, just to give you a little bit of an idea for anybody new. All of the Stampin' Up! Retired product that I own from the last year, well, I would say 98% of it, I sell in my BOGO sale. Buy one, get one is what BOGO stands for. And I do keep a few things that I really, really like, but as a demonstrator, I can't wait to get new things to showcase for all of you. So in my BOGO sale, I priced, all of these bundles are usually slightly used. I've used them in a Facebook Live. I've used them in a class. I might use them for my thank you cards or something like that. But I price everything at the catalog prices. However, that becomes your free stuff. So let's say you spend $100 off of all of my retired product. That's your free stuff. You simply give me an order out of the brand new catalog, and we have a new one beginning May 3rd. But you give me an order out of the new catalog, and you only pay me for that new catalog order. So all of my retired stuff just gets sent to you. If you're doing the online one, you do pay shipping as well. I usually PayPal for the shipping cost. But it's a great way for you to get some retired products that I can't use that maybe you didn't get on your list when the catalog was current. And it's a great way for you to get new product as well. So anyway, any of you that want to be added to that group or don't know if you're on it, I will actually link the group in the description of the video so that you can get into that. But we have time. I'm not going to be posting anything to that until June 26th. And how that works is if there's something out there that you want, you just say want and provide your email address. That's it. You comment on the picture, want. First person to comment want gets it. So it's kind of a cool way. And I put everything in albums, so you just can click on stamp sets or click on bundles and comment on the things you want. It's really, really slick and was very successful last year. I know a lot of you really enjoyed that event. I think, I wanted to talk about the new catalog. I kind of briefly touched about it, but so we have a new catalog, our new annual catalog beginning for customers May 3rd. Any of you that have purchased with me in the last year, you will get a catalog in the mail sent to you during the month of April. So those will come to you right from Stampin' Up, but it will have my name on the back of it with my address, and all of that is the return address label. So be looking for those to come out middle of April. You can start to order from that beginning May 3rd. Now, as a demonstrator, we can order from that beginning April 1st. So I can't wait to get my hands on some new things. I'm sure I'll be doing a sneak peek of the new product on one of my Facebook Lives in April for you to be able to kind of see at least the new in colors and all the awesome things. Speaking of in colors, that's another thing I needed to mention to you. In colors, if you like the 5 in colors that are leaving, they are, I have to look at my little ink pads over there, but they are Bumblebee, which I'm really going to miss, Misty Moonlight, another one I'm really going to miss, the Magenta Madness, the, trying to think of them all, Cinnamon Cider, and there's one more that I can't think of. But there's 5 of them that are leaving us. And I'd hate for, Just Jade, there it is. So those 5 colors are going to be going on the retired list. The retirement list comes out March 23rd. So once those things come out on the retirement list, they usually go fast. If you like any of those colors, I really encourage you to get at least ink refills, maybe an extra bolt of ribbon, an extra pack of cardstock, and any of those colors that you like so that you have them. I know I stocked up on Bumblebee and Misty Moonlight because we're using those two colors for Natalie's invitations and for her decorations and pictures and things that we're going to be matting for her open house. So I already stocked up on all those two colors, so I'm really going to miss those. Her school colors are actually like a navy blue and gold, but she liked that blue and yellow better, so we went with those for her party and invitations and stuff. So anyway, just wanted to make sure you know that as well, that you're not going to want to wait, and I want to make sure you guys know to get that stuff right away. Okay, so with that, I think that's all I have in the way of announcements. I am going to transition my camera down to my stamp area, show you a sneak peek of the cards that I made for you, talk to you a little bit about the Slim Sayings bundle that I used to create the projects, and some envelopes that Stampin' Up! Even has that coordinate with the Slimline cards to give you some ideas of things that you can do with this awesome bundle. So with that, let me transition down. And this time I am going to remember to unplug my external speaker because last time I forgot to do that. Let me move these over a little bit. So there's your little sneak peek of some of the cards I made. So let me just get this situated. And I got to turn around my computer so that I can see all of your wonderful comments and answer any questions that you might have. Okay, so I only have 3 cards for you tonight, but they're going to take a little bit of time to make. So, and I didn't want you guys here till midnight with me. So let me talk to you a little bit about the bundle first and about the product, and then we'll get into the cards that I've created for you. So the bundle is called Slim Sayings. Your dies are a lot bigger than what we normally have because they are designed for making the larger slimline cards. Okay, and I'm going to give you the measurement for the slimline cards in just a minute, but you have this awesome template that you're going to see me use. We have this one right here. Okay, and another one that you're going to see me use. Now, the one thing I didn't use, because I kind of forgot about them, are these little edgelets. But these little edgelets would be, so let me just bring in one of my cards that I've already got kind of cut and scored. So how the edgelet would work is if I just wanted to put this on here and have a part of this cut off, it would give me that awesome little edgelet look right there. And then the other one is a little bit different. And like I said, I meant to create a 4th card and use one of these, and I'll be honest, I just didn't have it in me. And with the crazy week that I had and trying to get caught back up with all of my email answering and questions and things like that. But these are the cute little edgelets or borders to be able to cut off a little end of that, okay? So you have a little bit of a pattern. So let me move these out of the way. So these are the 2 that I used, and I'm going to show you how uniquely I use them. I'm going to actually leave those out because I didn't want any waste, so you're going to see how I used everything on those. Now, the stamp set that coordinates with this bundle is called the Slim Sayings, and it looks like this. So you have a lot of bigger sentiments on here, and I love the fact that there's one that says congrats to the graduate, because I have a feeling I'll be making a lot of those cards this year. With Natalie graduating, I'm sure we're going to be getting invited to quite a few open houses, or at least I'm anticipating that we will get invited to quite a few open houses. And this bundle together, so the dies and the stamp set, sells for $72.75. I know it's a little bit more expensive, but your dies are huge. That's part of why. And you know, the more dies you get, the more expensive the whole bundle becomes. Now, the other thing that Stampin' Up! Has is some Slimline envelopes to go with it. So these envelopes are, again, designed specifically for Slimline cards. You get 15 of them for $10, and they come in 3 different colors. So they come in this soft succulent. Now, what's neat about these envelopes is they have a really cute little lining, a little liner in them. Isn't that pretty? So you have soft succulent, and then you have smoky slate. So, and I designed all of these cards to be able to use a different one of these with, I do believe. But smoky slate also has that on there. And then your Whisper White has it there as well. Okay, now the only thing I want to tell you about Slimline cards, I've had the question, and that was, are they going to cost me more to send? And I'm here to tell you, I'm not sure. because I've never sent one. So if any of you know, please comment and let the rest of us know. These are the first cards that I've made, the first Slimline cards that I've made. I haven't sent any of them out that I've had people send me, and I haven't paid attention to what their postage was on them. So I don't know if the unique size requires additional postage or not. So if you're going to be making some of these and you haven't sent one out yet, I would maybe ask your postmaster and make sure that you have enough postage on them. I'd hate for you to have one come back, okay? Now, the other thing I'm going to do real quick so I don't forget, before I get started making my first card and actually showing you this product in action, I'm going to bring over that mini machine that I talked about and show you a couple little tips and tricks in case you've been struggling with it or having any issues with it, okay? So bear with me here. Running over to my little table. But this is the little mini machine that is currently on sale for 20% off. So it's $48. So this is like a baby to the big machine. And the little ends here fold up just like the big one does. Oop, noisy, sorry. Okay. But it's very portable and it's very light. You can see it's very light. Like I can play with it and move it around, no problem. Now, in one of my classes, and Janet, if you're watching, she's going to go, yep, that was me. In one of my classes, we had some problems getting the cardstock and things to go through. So how the sandwich is supposed to be with this, if you are just cutting a regular die, this is what you consider your platform, okay? And then you would put your cardstock and die down, and well, you put this down first, sorry. Then your cardstock and die, and then your other one would go on top. Now, sometimes people are having issues getting this to go through here and hook and run through. You can see right now, it's not going. And if you sometimes push it in, because it's so lightweight, the whole machine moves. Do you see? I do have it in there. It's crooked, but the whole machine moves, okay? So here's a couple of little tips and tricks that I have since learned. So Janet, be proud of me, because I didn't know a lot of these tips and tricks until just recently. If you replace this white one with this light gray one, it's just a little bit thicker, and it lets this catch in here a little bit better for it to be able to go right through. You see that? It just catched really good. And you can see that this is still quite wobbly, and again, it's because of it being so light. Now, there is a handle here that once you get it going, you can hang on to it and run it through. But another little tip that I'm going to tell you is you can set this machine on top of one of our silicone mats our little silicone mats or our little foam mats, and it will not move around on you. It'll work perfect, okay? So there's a couple little tips and tricks for you. And the reason why I love this machine is because it's so portable. If I go to my mom's for the weekend and I want to take something that needs to be cut, I don't have to haul my entire great big machine. I can just grab this little one. And it's so much easier to carry, all that kind of stuff. So anyway, I just wanted to share those couple of tips and tricks with you because in case anybody's been having issues, or if that's been one of the reasons why you're like, I'm not sure I want to purchase it, there are your little tips to help make the whole process run a little bit better for you. Okay, so for a Slimline card, now I'm going to go back to Slimline cards. I didn't actually grab my little drink here. I opened it up a while ago and never took a drink. Okay, so for Slimline cards, your finished size is more slim looking. That's why it's called a Slimline card. And you're going to cut your cardstock. So your cardstock piece is going to be 7 by 8.5. So I've already cut all of my card bases for tonight's cards we're going to be making. And then you're going to score it at 3.5. So that becomes, oh good, Courtney. Courtney thinks it's regular postage, so that's good to know. And so that becomes the size of your card. So let me pull in one of these envelopes. You're going to see how it goes together in here so nicely. It fits perfectly. So if you're looking at getting the Slimline bundle, or if you're even just making Slimline cards, these envelopes are perfect. You wouldn't need to make an envelope. You could just buy them and have them on hand for when you decide to take the plunge and make Slimline cards. Okay, so the first card that I'm going to share with you runs this way right here. So it's going to open up like this. Now this is a good one for putting like money in, if you're giving somebody money for their birthday or anything like that. And so again, your cardstock size is 8.5 by 7. Hi, Chris. And you're going to score it at 3.5. Okay. They can run this long way, or they can run horizontally or vertically. How's that? We're going to do horizontally first. All right, so what I did in advance to save a little bit of time is I cut a piece of the Rich Razzleberry cardstock, and I ran this die through my Stamp Emboss die cut machine. Okay, so this went on the whole piece, and it cut this out. And what it does is it also cuts out all of these little pieces that you see. And so what I did is I threw all those little pieces into an envelope or into a baggie, because you can then use these little pieces later for more cards, okay? So in this case, you can see how quick and easy I put this card together. I'm gonna actually move my sample up, I think. Let me move my embellishments over. Gotta rethink how I do this because the cards are a different size. But all I did, and again, because those dies are cut the perfect size, this is gonna be the perfect layer for my card. Again, quick, simple, easy, if you're looking for something unique and different. Now, the other thing that I could have done, and I didn't do it, but I could have used the adhesive sheets to run this through, then it all would have been adhesived already for me. But I didn't have any here at the time because I used them all on, we're making my daughter's invitations. I shouldn't say we, I designed it, but my friend Kay is helping me assemble them, and I gave her all of my adhesive sheets because I didn't want to have her be miserable cutting out sunflowers. So my daughter's invitation, and I will share it with you on a Facebook Live in the future, but it is sunflower themed. She went with sunflower and bumblebees. She just loves, it's so her, she loves bumblebees. And so, oh my God, did that ever happen to you guys? Don't you love that? It wasn't coming out. Okay. It had a little glue gobber in it. Okay. So anyway, but she went with sunflowers. So we used the sunflower dies from the big catalog, the annual catalog. She used the little bumblebee trinkets on her little party favors, and we're making the little jars. Like I said, I'll show you everything we're doing, but it's really, really cute. And she's using the bumblebee paper that is part of the Heart and Home paper. So if you guys hear a lot of banging and clanging going on upstairs, that is my husband setting up for Claire's cello lesson. That will be beginning again here tonight. So I'm not sure if she'll be on in time for you guys to hear, but she didn't have time. Usually she sets up for her cello lesson before she goes to dance, and just didn't have time tonight. The bus was running a little bit late, dropping her off, and so my husband didn't want her stressed out and told her that we would get all set up. So that's what he's doing up there. Okay, I have it a little bit crooked, but again, you get the gist of it there. And then what I did is I just used some of these pieces and put dimensionals on the back of them to raise them up. So these are going to be all cut out. They're their exact right size. So let me get some dimensionals here. Oh, I bet you did, Beth, when you went. So same thing with me. The sunflowers, I have one set of dies that I pretty much went through. Let me get this glue off my fingers. That I pretty much went through doing my class. I did a class with the sunflowers when they first came out. I actually bought 2 additional sets of those dies just so that we could run the sunflowers through faster. And we did the fabric adhesive sheets. I'm sorry, that's what we used to have. But I did the adhesive sheets, and it would make it so much easier for those to get glued together. And but yeah, I'm getting 2 of them because that way we can run them both together at the same time. Okay, I can't say we because I didn't run them through. So I think so far, and I need to make my list of how many invitations we need because I just haven't taken the time to do that yet. But I think we have 60 of them done. So we're just kind of waiting to see how many more I might need. I just don't know. That's the problem. I need to make my list. Okay, so for this card, since I was doing it as a birthday card, I cut out a piece. So again, I used the stamp set, the Slim Sayings. These are definitely designed for slimline cards. I mean, you can just tell by the size of them. So I cut out a 3/4 inch piece of vanilla. This is very vanilla card base as well. And stamped my happy birthday with black ink. And then I cut a 1 inch by, I'm not even sure how wide this is. I think I just measured the stamp and kind of do it accordingly. But that's going to go down here on the bottom. But I added some of that awesome ribbon in the little zigzaggy pattern there first. So let me add a little bit of adhesive here. And again, if I was making this card, I'll fix it and add more adhesive, but I would have adhesed it down a little bit more. But I don't want to, again, take too much of your time. And then, so for this one, I just put a little bit of adhesive on there, and I did the little crisscrossy thing here with my ribbon. So I bring it down, and then I'm going to loop it up, and I'm going to catch that adhesive again in the middle, bring it up, and then I'm going to catch that adhesive again down here on the bottom. Okay, so it's going to look like that. But the neat thing is once I have this in place, it kind of looks, you know, holds it all down and makes it look really, really cool. So I need to put my glue back in its holder, you guys, so it's ready for me for the next time. All right, so let me see, what did I need? Oh, my scissors. That's what I was going to go for. Thank you, Carol. I love, and some of you who have been watching me for a while, even you, Carol, probably have seen this. I love Very Vanilla with Rich Raspberry and or Blackberry Bliss. To me, it just goes together so, so nicely. And so that's why I kind of gravitated to the Very Vanilla on this card. So I'm just going to adhere these two together. And then I'm going to throw some dimensionals on the back of this. Hopefully you guys can see the card okay. I kind of feel like you know, when you get different sizes of things, it kind of puts you outside of your element on where you put stuff. I'm used to our regular sized. And I'm just going to throw 3 of them on here for the heck of it, just because. And then take off the backing there. Let me push that up and I'll bring this one over. And then this is just going to go right across here. And I purposely did not add that last little one of these little pieces because I didn't know for sure which one of those I'd put it in because, you know, depending on the placement of that. So now I'm going to put it up here. So it's going to look a little bit different because that didn't quite go in the right same spot. I'm just going to put this one up here. And then I topped it with some of the gilded gems. So the gilded gems are one of my go-to. If you don't have the gilded gems, you need to get some gilded gems because they are perfect. And so what I did, and I'm going to use my Take Your Pick tool because I love it. So what I did is I just added some gilded gems to all of these little spots right here. I thought about adding them to the big ones, but I thought it just looked really nice. And any of them that were full and whole, I added one of the smaller gilded gems to it. Now this class that you're seeing, or these cards, was also a class that I offered as an optional class for my cystic fibrosis event. And I do have a couple of these kits left over. So if any of you are into Slimline cards and you are interested in the kit did 6 cards. So the 3 that I'm showcasing, and then you did 2 of each one. And then I included envelopes with it, and I included a whole bolt of the ribbon, and I included a whole package of these little gilded gems. So if it's something you might be interested in, you can just send me a message and let me know, and I can get that out. Because usually when we cut, we kind of cut what we think we're going to need, and you just never know. Sometimes we're good, and sometimes we overcut. So anyway, but you guys get the gist of it, how easy it is to just add these gilded gems to those centers. So pretty. So, and aren't you guys impressed? I'm using my Take Your Pick tool. Usually I use scissors, but I've been like, okay, I kind of am getting used to the Take Your Pick tool. I'm a creature of habit, so I always just use what I've always used. So when new things come out, I'm like, nah, I'm using what I've been using and it works. But I do have to say with my nails and stuff, this works a heck of a lot better. So all I'm doing with my Take Your Pick tool is going underneath here. Kit. Carol, I can hook you up with the kit. How's that? I'm just taking my Take Your Pick tool. It has a little bit of a putty edge, and I'm just kind of sliding it, and it comes right off. Hooks on there with that putty, putting it on here and kind of releasing it, and it just kind of goes. It's kind of cool, right? Okay, so there you have it. A quick and simple and easy first card using the Slimline bundle. And again, we have everything already all cut, and this is exactly how you would get your kit, where we'd have the things, you'd have plenty of these to use again for more cards. But that is the neat thing. When you cut this, you have like the reverse part of that, what you cut, that you can use as well. So anyway, there is our first card. Yay, right? Okay, so my second card I'm going to share with you is actually a card that I created for none other than graduation. These are our Mount Pleasant, we're called the Mount Pleasant Oilers. because we used to have, well, they're still around here, but lots of oil derricks and oil wells. So we're called the Mount Pleasant Oilers. And so I chose to make this card in our school colors. I used Bumblebee and I used the Knight of Navy. And then I also paired it with the Knight of Navy. And this one I put a white on the inside. Thank you, Cindy. And this one I added and I'll show you this die in just a second, but I actually added all of these ones with dimensionals just so that the gold were a little bit raised. So again, she chose Bumblebee instead of Daffodil Delight. She just likes the Bumblebee a little bit better. So that's what we went with for this. Okay, so for this card, and the neat thing is this card can be tailored to be any colors that you might want. Mary, I can hook you up with one too. Yep, I know I've got plenty of these. But you can tailor this with any colors that you might need, which is what makes this card so cool. And again, it's perfect if you're just going to give a check or you're going to give cash for graduations, which is normally what people do. So that is why I decided that this is going to be my graduation card that I'll be making for, well, who am I kidding? I probably won't be making them, but this is going to be my graduation card that I'm going to be using and giving out to all the different open houses we get invited to for Natalie's friends and things like that. So for that one, I used this one right here, and I cut a piece of, so basically when you cut your piece of paper for the die, I just cut it the same size as like 1/2 of this card. So I cut it 3.5 by, I believe, 7.5 or 8.5, 3.5, and it fits on top of here perfect to run it through your machine. You just want to center that die on your piece here perfectly to give you a little bit of an edgelet. Okay, so it's kind of fits perfectly. I mean, Stampin' Up! Really thought this through very, very well. So then what we did is we ran this through. So I'm going to bring in my other card because I kind of got to show you guys how I did these two in sync together. So I ran this through with white, right? So when I ran it through with the basic white, I got to find them here. I don't want to mess up my card. I got all of these white pieces right here out of it, right? Okay. And then when I ran it through for this card, I used the Bumblebee and it gave me all of these pieces. So I just kind of flip-flopped what I used on each card. So I'm hoping that makes sense. So my congratulations card, I used the white with the yellow. And then on my other card that I'm going to be sharing with you, I used the yellow with the white. So can you see how you can get two cards by just running this through with one die? Pretty slick, right? I think it is anyway. And I'm all about using things that you cut out because, you know, that cranking that machine takes a little bit of work. Okay, so I'm going to move this one out of the way and we're going to focus on this one right here. So for this one, I used Knight of Navy for my card base. Again, it's cut the exact same size. This is, in case you're joining me a little late, the Slimline cards are 7 by 8.5, scored at 3.5, okay? And so for this one, I did cut a white to go on the inside. You'll see that here on my sample, and I would probably even stamp a little something on the inside there as well. And then let me make sure I get a really good crisp fold on this, because otherwise the card likes to come up a little too much for me. Okay, so what we're going to do is we are going to adhere this down to my card. And again, you're just going to center it. It's going to fit the perfect size because that's just kind of how awesome that is. And we're going to glue that down. Again, you could use the adhesive sheets. It would probably go a lot quicker. This one is not as bad to do this way because you don't have as many little pieces to it. So I found it was a lot easier to add my glue to this one than it was to the other one. And I kind of liked designing with this one better too. I don't know why. This is the first card that I made with this set. And then the second one was the one that I'm going to do next. And then the one I showed you first was the last one. But I just wanted to kind of showcase all of the different dies so that you could see them to be able to get the different variation from the bundle. So, and I apologize that I didn't use those other ones. Just ran out of time. Okay, so then this is the fun part. You get to, it's kind of like a puzzle. So I'm going to dump out all of my yellow pieces. Like I said, it's literally like a puzzle. Now when you're designing this for, you know, for your, oops, I need that little triangle. I didn't have to put them, I kind of did the one card at one time, and so I was able to do these right away. But you just got to kind of line these up where they're going to go. So this one's going to fit in here. So if you just glue them down directly onto that, you don't get the little bit of dimension look that you can see I have on mine, okay? And then all of these are going to kind of work the same way. You're just going to kind of have to line them up. And you can see that I did 2 together, then I skipped 1, and then I did another 1 together. So 1 here, and then I skipped 2. I kind of followed this pattern actually from, oh, that one's not the right one. See, look at that. You got to kind of make sure you get the right ones in there. Oh, that's the mistake I did. That one goes, so again, it's like a puzzle. This one goes up here because that doesn't have a peak at the top. Okay, so you kind of get the gist of how you just got to kind of figure out where you want your pieces to go. And these bigger ones, they're all the same size, so it doesn't really matter. But I even put the little one down here on the bottom. So I'm going to layer a couple of these so you can see how quick and easy it goes. For this, oh, I think I also included some of the mini dimensionals with this class because the minis fit on these strips a lot better than the big ones. Now I didn't grab any at my little caddy that I've been using, so I'm just going to cut some of the edges. The edges along the couple sides of your dimensionals work really great as mini dimensionals as well. But all I did was added 2 or 3. Again, for mine, I did use mini dimensionals. You're going to add 2 or 3 of the little dimensionals on here. But isn't this so cool? And then that just kind of made it rise up a little bit. Now my card that I'm going to make next for you, I did not do that with. Okay, so you're going to see that I did not. Now where does this one go? Let's see, I didn't do that one. This one. I forgot which one I took. But you're going to see it's going to fit perfectly right there. And so that's what I did. I just put dimensionals on them and added these to the card, okay? I'm going to put them back in my basket because I'm not going to take the time, or bag. I'm not going to take the time to add them all because I think you guys get the gist of it. But do you see how I used the opposite ones on a different card? So don't throw these things away because you can constantly keep using them for different cards. You just need to keep them, and you're not going to want to combine them all because then you're going to have even more fun playing Tetris, as I call it, to figure out which one fits in where. So after you do all of that, all I did on this card was I added some of the ribbon the exact same way that I did. And then I cut out a piece, and again I used the basic black on all of these, just because it's what I had out, and I could definitely have used like the Night of Navy ink or something like that. And then I just cut this the size of the stamp, added a Night of Navy to the back, and again I'm not going to actually glue this down because I want to add the ribbon and stuff later after I add all those strips in. But that's just going to go down there on with some dimensionals, and I added the ribbon the exact same way. So can you see how awesome this bundle would be, especially for graduation cards, because it's quick and simple and easy. You don't really have to do much designing. You just run things through the Big Shot or your Stampin' Emboss die cut machine or whatever you use to cut with, score it, add a few, and I added some of those gilded gems to that as well because they're gold, and why not? And voila, you have an awesome graduation card. So what I did for these, let me kind of, with my 3 envelopes. So for the graduation card, I thought I would use the Smoky Slate, just because it's a good neutral, and the Night of Navy is also in the neutrals family. For the, let me see here. Oh, no, I did that wrong. Sorry. So for my first card that I designed with all of you is the one that I designed or thought I would use the Smoky Slate for. Because these cards do come in, the envelopes only come in 3 colors. You get 10 envelopes, 3 different colors, or 15 envelopes, 3 different colors. So I had to kind of make sure that I had ones that would coordinate with the colors. So I thought I would use the Smoky Slate for my happy birthday. And then I thought that I would use the white for my graduation. And that's kind of why I chose the black ink, because it's black right there as well. And then the last one you're going to see I chose to incorporate in some of the soft succulent cardstock to be able to use the soft succulent envelopes. Okay, so that is my second card. Isn't that pretty? Okay, so let me bring in my third card that I'm going to show you all. You already saw a little sneak peek, but this is my third card, and you can see that that's going to coordinate with this envelope beautifully. Now, you don't have to coordinate the colors of your card with your envelope. I wanted to when I designed my class because I like everything to coordinate and all that fun stuff. But you don't have to. You can use whatever envelope you want. I mean, I don't think it really matters, but I'm just kind of a Nazi that way. So because I already had cut out the white ones, all of these white ones, and I had the yellow great big, I had this cut out for the yellow strips for my graduation card. I knew that I wanted to pair these two together because I used the opposite on this card. Isn't that clever? Can you see how when you make one, you just have supplies to make another? So I knew I wanted to pair these two together so I didn't have any waste. Okay, because I wanted to really kind of pinpoint that point with all of you because it's so cool. And then I was trying to figure out a color to use with these, and I went with the Blushing Bride. And I don't think it looks, at first I was like, I don't know, but I really like it. So for this one, I did the exact same thing. I adhered this down. So we're gonna do that with the liquid glue. Let me actually fold this again with my bone folder to get a really good fold. So it's scored, but sometimes it still likes to pop up a little too much for me. And again, you can see I added the little bow. So, I mean, again, sky's the limit on these colors. You can get so creative with the colors that you want. So I'm hoping that some of you give this Slim Sayings bundle another glance in the catalog if you haven't yet. I know that it's not a cheap bundle. It's one of the more expensive bundles. But again, it makes Slimline cards so darn simple. And if you're going to be ordering it, I would suggest that you add on a pack of the adhesive sheets, because then you would not have to sit here and do what I am doing right now. You could just glue the cardstock onto the adhesive sheet, runs through your machine, and then the back peels off and you have everything sticky. All of this would be sticky. I know I've showcased them before in a couple of my videos, but it's a pretty slick thing. And then you wouldn't have to do what I just did. Okay. So we're going to adhere this down to the card best we can and get it all lined up. I might be a little bit high on that, but it's fine. It's hard to do that and not want to pull it closer to myself. So for this one, again, we use the white one. So on this one, I did not raise the white up. This one, I just glued them directly into the open slots to kind of show you the different variations. So depending on what look you're going for, you can do either or. So for this one, I simply adhered these down right into the strips. So I'm just going to put some adhesive on the back of this, and I adhered it down directly into the opening, and it's going to fit perfectly. Okay, did the same kind of concept here with this one. Let me find the one that doesn't have the full peak. I think that's the main one you have to find first. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. There we go. Can you see what I mean? This one doesn't have the full peak because it's cut off for the die. So, and again, we're just going to add some adhesive to it, and I added it all the way down because I want this to stick really good in there, and it will fit perfectly. Isn't that cool? So the next thing I wanted to show you, I'm going to actually, again, not take the time to do all of them, or I'll keep you guys here way past my 8 o'clock limit with you. But I want to finish the cards later, so that is why I'm putting them all back in here. So what I did is I stamped out the "You Are One of a Kind." Now that is one stamp set, or one stamp that is right here. Now you have a couple of options of what you can do with your stamps. Some people, so I just stamped it here, and then I'm going to just cut these all apart and have it stacked like that. Some people actually cut their stamps. So I don't like to do that, but if you would rather cut your stamps so that you don't have to cut them into little pieces of paper, you could cut the paper, then stamp the words on there. You can actually cut that into pieces and make it into 5 different stamps, okay? So just another thought of something you can do if you prefer, and if you think you're gonna be doing that with that stamp a lot, but once it's cut, you can't put it back together, obviously, right? So for me, I am just going to cut this. So all I did was I just kind of fussy cut them out. So here's kind. Again, you can also use your paper trimmer for this if you really want to. Now, I do have an ordering promotion going on. So anybody who puts in a minimum $35 order with me through Sunday night, you will receive the 3 cards for free that I'm showcasing tonight. They will be, though, in the colors that I'm showcasing, so I can't custom make them for your graduation, but you can always get the bundle, and then you can customize them for any graduation that you might have. So if you're interested in that, I will post a link in the description that has the host code already built in, so you can just click that link and place your order. Again, not very hard here. I'm just cutting them apart. Nothing too hard. But I love this bundle, and I think like I said, it's going to be perfect for graduation cards, which I am going to need a lot of this year. So, and maybe even next year. I kind of feel like once your kids start to graduate, all their friends start to graduate, you start getting going to a lot of open houses. So, but I just thought this bundle would be perfect for making them. Okay, so there you have it. I just cut those apart. And then all I did with this one is I put dimensionals on the back of these and layered them onto my card the way you see them there. So it was U, R, and you can kind of off center these a little bit, but I did use dimensionals. This must be my 1. I left the of A together because the of A is kind of the same size as that. And then the kind, I moved over to the right a little bit. Okay, I made a bow with that ribbon and added the whole bow. And then I just topped this off with those gilded gems again. Now, the neat thing is if you wanted to cover every single one of these spots and not have any of the pink show, you have enough that you could do that. You could cover them all up because, again, I've cut them out of the previous card. And then you would just have the pink for your card base. So, yeah, I mean, yeah, isn't that cool? So, again, like I said, this is the first time I've given Slimline cards a try. Peggy, I completely understand. Peggy wrote, I'm not quite ready for Slimline cards. It is intriguing, and I agree. I've resisted it myself for quite a while. And so, but I'm like, I bought the bundle thinking, I actually bought the bundle for the one greeting. I loved the congrats to the graduate. And I was like, how easy would that be? So again, any of you that might be joining me a little bit late, I made this card in our Mount Pleasant School colors because that's going to be the card that I'm going to be making to give to everyone because it's going to fit money perfect in it. Perfect. And then I get all of these envelopes that, will go in it for it as well. So anyway, that was why I bought this bundle because I'm like, I need to find something for graduation. And it's so simple. Once you really get going with it, it's actually quite simple to do. Again, a little bit of a different take. They're just kind of been getting trendy in the last, I would say, year maybe. And again, this is my first take. I have never ever featured Slimline cards on Facebook Live before, but decided, you know what? I need to change it up a little bit for you guys. So anyway, let me bring in all my samples again for tonight. Like I said, I just did the 3 of them, which I think kind of fit together very nicely. Let me bring my 3 in here. And again, remember those envelopes come as well. That you get 15 envelopes for $10, and they're already done for you. So you don't have to worry about cutting or making a custom envelope. So there are the cards that I've created for you. Now I will be posting pictures of these for you to be able to see as well. And so you can duplicate these if you'd like. Again, anybody who puts in that minimum $35 order, you'll get these 3 envelopes sent to you as my thank you gift. And those of you that did the order last month for the Waves of the Ocean, those went out yesterday. So I apologize, they didn't go out last week because of my event, but they went out. So those of you that did that, your cards are on their way, okay? Just so you're aware of that. All right, so anyway, I hope that you enjoyed a little bit of a different presentation from me tonight with my Slimline cards. I'm trying to remember what I have on deck next time, and I don't remember. I will tell you though that I do have 2 weeks that I'm going to be doing Easter. I'm going to be covering Easter the same way I did Valentine's Day. So 1 week will probably be Easter cards, maybe a 3D project, but my other one will be all 3D fun projects that you can do with Easter candy and things like that. So I'm really excited to design and play with that this weekend. So anyway, thank you all so very much for joining me tonight. I hope that you've enjoyed seeing the different things you can do with the Slim Sayings bundle. and that you think of it a little bit differently now that you've kind of seen how easy it is to work with it and assemble cards with it. All right, thank you again all so very much, and I appreciate your patience with me the last week and a half. I know some of you had to email me a couple times, and I was just bombarded with work and grocery shopping and setting up for my event. So I just want to thank you all. But all of the orders went in. So any of you that had an order, please make sure you check your emails. I've emailed you with information on that. But I am pretty much caught up to date on that. All right. Thank you again all so very much. Have a wonderful weekend. And I look forward to seeing you all back here next Thursday for my next Touch Base Thursday with you. Bye, everyone.